All right, we're back with DashCast, and we've got 2 new people in the hot seat. I'm very excited. I'll let them introduce themselves, but I'm excited to have you guys here in the studio today. Excited to be here.
Okay, I can start off. I'm Caela McBride. I'm the Director of Promotions Entertainment here at the Dash. I basically handle all the fun. I create the fun, obviously with the help of the team, but that's essentially what I do here.
Yeah.
True. My name is Hudson. I'm the Director of Stadium Operations. So my main role here is to help carry out all the big dreams, and then also game day staff and lots of other things. But
I feel so fortunate that we're in an office where there are so many women, where we have, and especially women in leadership roles, which both of you guys are in, within not just our staff, like in our front office, but just in general in our game day staff. Both of you oversee all of our, combined between the two of you, all of our game day staff that come in and help us out and make us function on a game day. And I am so just in awe of those things, that both of you have such a impact in our staff in that way. And I could gloat about both of you all day long. I think that it's just such a cool part of your job, but I would love to hear your perspective of how that is. Cause I oversee interns, but it's so very different than having to coordinate schedules and staffing and payment and all of those things that I don't know.
inquiring minds.
Yeah, correct. Mine specifically.
I guess I could go. So basically, I have 2 very different sets of staff that I bring on. So I have those who are the face that everyone sees, the fans interact, they jump on the dugout, they dance, they wave. And then I have the staff that executes everything behind the scenes. So all the camera operators, video board, the PA announcer, we hear him, we don't see him, everything like that. And I just it's very, specific roles that I hire for. They have to be very energetic if they want front facing, and they have to be very techie if they want to be behind the scenes. But I start off being hey, this is a fun job. We create the fun. We are the fun. This is just a really cool, I get to come work at a baseball season all summer, and we do a lot of fun theme nights, and we do interests that are interesting to you. But also seeing the collaboration between my 2 sets of teams. So we start off every game with a pregame meeting where we kind of cover everything, and just to see the entertainment team interacting with the production team and kind of basically planning out bits during the promo meetings. It's fun to see, and you make lifelong friends too. A lot of them go bowling outside of work, and just kind of a good camaraderie. That's kind of what I focus on with my team and when I'm hiring, and it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of fun to oversee all these people.
I was gonna say, you do a really good job creating your staff in that way. I have always been so impressed with the people that you bring in. From our Dash Pack perspective, they're the most enjoyable. You have Julia on your staff, and she's not only National Miss America teen, but she's also so happy just in general as a human, right? I think she's just every time I think of Dash Pack, I just instantly think of her, because she's there and she does all the dances and she knows everyone, and I feel she's just so good about interacting with our fans. But then you hire people all of your techie people in the production room. I'm you have so many, and they're so talented, and they're so smart, and they just know things that I'm I wish I even had a morsel of knowledge for that. I would love to pick their brains next of how did you even learn how to do this? Because there's so many things that go into the involvement of behind the scenes of a production for our games that before I really joined a front office, I never would have thought about.
It's one thing to have a timeline of your night going down, 6 o'clock we start doing this, and then it's this, and then it's this, and it's this. But to be able to have a team that actually carries all that out, and everything have a personality to it that involves all of the fans and everything else, it takes a skill from that individual. And your team definitely has those skills. So
Yeah, I'm very fortunate with the staff that I hire. It's just a fun environment. We like joke around with each other, like even behind the scenes, nobody can see, like they can see into the control room, they can see what we do day to day, but they can't really hear or see like what we're talking about. And we'll just talk sports, and just while the game's going on, it's just a fun, like, again, I just try to create such a fun culture for my staff so that like they feel like welcome here and that they want to be here. And so it's good. And so like I hope that like a lot of people are like just trying to get into it too, feel like they can come learn too here. So like I'm very big at working with interns and teaching them these things, but even like building relationships in the community. Like I've developed a relationship with Foresight Tech, who is filtering all of these production people, or Learfields down the road, they also provide people, and working with like theater art programs in high schools. And there's just like a good, like I bring in these good people, but I also am out there building relationships with the community and with organizations to bring these awesome people out here. So
you have to know where to recruit.
yes.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like fun, I Amber am always, this is like another, I'm just segueing in because I think that your staff is so fun too, and they are so customer facing in a lot of these worlds that like our ushers, and especially some of our ushers upstairs that like get into a theme night, or Barb, who just is like rocking at customer service, and some of these people that, and they've been with us for a long time, and I feel fortunate that we get to keep bringing them back, right? Like that's huge. But at the same time, like you are the person helping to facilitate the fun on their end, right? Like we can do everything from our side, but when it comes to them and them executing, they're such a huge and vital part of our entire game day fan experience. And like,
for sure,
you are their person. The purple shirts. We love our purple shirts.
Love the purple shirt staff. I've been here for a long time, and so I started as a part-time staff member, and the culture that we had, or that was already established, I started in 2011, and it was the second season of the new ballpark being open. And I came in myself because I was new to Winston. I came here in 2005, and so a couple years after I came is when they started the construction on the new ballpark. And so immediately I was drawn to that and thought it was really cool that we were going to have this new ballpark. And I was like, wow, we need to be involved somehow. So after it had been open that first season, I ran into a friend that I found out worked for the Dash, and I told her, I'll sell T-shirts, I'll sell popcorn, whatever. If you have or know of something that will come up that I could fit in for, let me know. She reached out to me a few months later and said, here's a name and phone number. There might be something available for you. And it was a part-time position in the janitorial department. And so I supervised the janitorial crew for a couple of years, and then sort of transitioned into more customer service roles. And at that point, there was a staffing company sort of growing out of the Dash. The ownership and everything were the same, and it was so good, and we were such a high-level staffing, group already that they decided it could be a whole business and have other clients in the area, and so that's what they did. And I love being able to just jump on board with that and watch that grow for the next 10 years or so. But then to have an opportunity to come back into the role I'm in now and manage the same people that have been working alongside me, doing all this for so long already, and then still bringing in new people every year and having that same culture and seeing that kind of carry through from season to season is really special. And so it is the staff that, create the experience, not only all the work we put in and all the planning and everything. It doesn't happen if you don't have these other people to support that, like your Dash Pack, your production, all that. But the ushers that carry out the theme and they sort of get on board with it and want to have fun and make it different and enjoyable for everybody. At the end of the day, you know, seeing the people leave and they're happy and, you know, they've had a good time, that's sort of just like what makes it all like kind of worth it.
Yeah.
But it's the people. It's the people that work here for us, that do the job, that welcome the guests, that, you know, make sure that we're all safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're looking out for our safety and everything else too, on top of being nice to people. And so, yeah, we have some awesome people, and I can't say I hired all of them, but I have worked with a lot of them for a long time, and they're all really good people.
Yeah.
The people make the place for sure. Like, that's a true statement.
For
Like,
sure.
we really wouldn't be as successful of an organization if it weren't for our game day staff.
Oh, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
I am like, my very first job in sports was a game day staffer.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in suites. I still to this day have relationships with, it was in a season ticket holder space, and I still have relationships with some of those people. And I just think about that. I'm like, holy moly, like our staff,
Mm-hmm.
our game day staff has the same opportunity to create those types of connections and friendships and all of those things that I had when I was starting out. And I think it's so special that this is a place that we get, I'm going to be like emotional about it, but like, I think it's so special. This is a place that we get to work and like help facilitate that. Not only from like a game day staff perspective of like creating lifelong friends and lifelong, you know, people that you want to see outside of work, but the idea that like, not only are we part of that, but we're also part of like a memory making business, whether you're a game day staffer and you're remembering these things, or you're coming as a fan and you have memories from here, or you're us and we work here and we do all the things all year round and it never stops. And everyone's like, oh, what do you do in the off season? You're like, I still work. Like, it doesn't go away, but you still get to be part of, yeah, you might get a small nap now in the off season.
Now is not the time to nap.
No, it's not. Maybe like December. December's the only time that there's nap. Not for you, because you're over at
me.
you're
We're
doing all of the
Christmas
Christmas parties. Wait, do you nap?
No. I think a lot of people think that Ryan and I do a lot of napping. He says this too. People think we do a lot of napping in the off season. That is not true.
You don't even get to nap in like
No.
maybe like September.
Never.
I
No
mean,
naps.
I'm not doing the events, but I also feel like there's never a downtime, because as soon as that season ends, we're already planning 2022 or 20. Sorry.
Planning like 2 years out all the
Yeah.
time.
All the time.
Months in advance at all times. And that's what I've told, like, and talked about interns. So I think our intern program here is great. I love the fact that we all get to have interns in every department, and that if your intern is interested in my department and they want to come and spend a day with me, you're cool with that. If it's vice versa too. And so I feel like we do a good job with trying to prepare our interns for when they leave here, they don't have to do any more internships. Like, they're ready to step into a role where they can really, add value to an organization. And they've learned a lot of life experiences here, as well as work experiences, and then also about the industry in general.
Yeah.
I think trying to get young people involved in sports is important, not only because they might play sports and think, I'm going to have a career in sports, but they really have no idea what they want to do within sports. So giving them those opportunities to come in and try something and see what it's all about, and figure out if they really like that, or if they're, strong suited at something else. I think that we do a really good job with that. And so the interns, bringing in the young people, is really important. Yes, my staff is every age from 15, 16 years old up to like 85 or 86, I think, is one of my oldest staffers. And they're still out there every game. I love having the kids come in, because they could go find a summer job anywhere, Chick-fil-A or wherever else that pays whatever else. And that's another thing. They're not going to get rich. Our people don't work here because they're making a lot of money. They come out because, well, the young people, they enjoy being a part of the environment. It's fun. It's fun. You know, people my age that do this, it's a little something extra. They like being around people. They like being outside, something like that. Retirees. I love the retirees.
They're the best ones.
If I had to pick. I love all of our retirees that come out and work with us in the summertime because they don't care about if we even give them a paycheck. I've had some people tell me, don't pay me. I don't want to get paid to do this job. I will volunteer. Because they just love to do the work and they want to stay busy. They like being outside, you know, whatever the case may be. And so then learning to figure out what each person is best suited for and find the role within all of the positions to, you know, really pull strengths out of them. And that's why, like Barbara, you know, she's so great at customer service and, you know, several of the others, the supervisors, everybody from top to bottom they know their role, they know what they're supposed to do, and they come in and they do the job. And it makes it easy on me, you know, once all that is set up. Recruitment is hard, onboarding is hard, all that stuff, you get through it, but then it's not as stressful on the actual day when you have great people that will do the work and uphold your organization for you and carry that out. So,
and they care.
Yeah, that
they want to be there.
Yeah, they want to be there, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think that's been the
that's
strength for everything, is that we've been able to find people that care. From our front office, obviously we care deeply about our jobs, right? But then it trickles down to like your staff and our interns and all of these things, and everyone shows up and they care and they want to be there and they want to have a good time, and they want the people that come through the ballpark to have a good time. And that is so special. I think that's such a special attribute about our organization, because you could get anybody, right? But then you have the people that, like, if you come and they don't really want to be there, then you can tell they don't really want to be there. And I just don't feel like that's our.
And there's a lot to go through in a season.
Yeah.
It's still, you know,
there's
cold
66.
at the beginning. There's 66 games. It gets hot as you know what. And I mean, you're dealing with the public.
Yeah.
And on a day to day, and that's not always the easiest thing to do. So yeah, for everybody to come back every day and still have a smile on their face and we laugh through the night and go home at the end of the night, like, yeah, that was a fun one. That was a fun one.
Oh, speaking of fun ones, let's just jump into, I need to know your favorite, like, working in sports memory, because I know I have like so many, there's so many that I could think of, and I'm like, oh, there was this one time that we did this and it was really great, and but I don't know if you guys have a favorite that you're like, I look back on this and it's like a top moment for me.
I have one. It's just the one I like think of every single time I've asked this question. Is back when I worked in Kane County for the Cougars. We did an American Girl night, and so I partnered with American Girl and Mattel, and we did like 8 innings of American Girl doll giveaways. So every inning we gave a girl an American Girl doll, and those are very expensive dolls, and it's a very like fun, they have their own books, but it was just like super cool to see just like the smile on the girl's face like when they won the doll, and just to be able to like bring girls into baseball, which is boys, you know, but like bring girls in and get them excited about this sport by, you know, bringing them the American Girls. And it was just so cool. And we did like Cougar accessories for the dolls, and it was one of the fun memories. It's just like seeing the smile, because like we would do the live seats, so you see it on the video board, you just see how excited they got, and it's like, this is why I do this. And so like that's the moment that I always go to.
Oh, as a child, I would have absolutely passed away in my seat. I was big on American Girl. I had every book. I only had one doll. I had Felicity. I loved her. But so my family and I went to New York. This is not baseball related at all, but it's very American Girl doll related, so it's fitting. We went to New York. I was in elementary school, And we went to New York, and we went to the like American Girl doll store, because at the time, and I don't know if it's still a thing, but if you can, it's very cool. You can make a doll that looks like you. Well, I went, and they didn't have a doll with the right color hair. Her hair wasn't I have like auburn hair, right? Like it's got a little red in it. And when I was younger, it had even more red. As I've gotten older, the red has kind of faded out. But in the summertime, it comes back as strawberry blonde. And I love it. I wish it was permanent. It's my favorite part of my hair when I get a little red in there. Kayla's like, no, you don't. You don't want red. Every time. She's like, no, don't dye your hair. I'm like, I'm gonna be a redhead. My brother's a redhead. I'm like, we could be twins. Anyway, so I ended up getting with a Felicity doll because she was the most that had like my similar hair color, same color eyes, whatever. I ended up having her. I loved her, honest to goodness. And it's one of those things I look at it now and I'm like, I don't really know where she is now. But at the time, I would have given every single extremity for her.
When was that like the most popular?
I think it's still popular.
I mean, but like when did they originally?
I was in like elementary school.
I'd say I was in elementary when I started reading those books and got into them.
I was a young adult by then.
Yeah,
so
it's just
never had an
small,
American
just
Girl
a
doll.
small age difference between the three of us. It's fine.
My only American Doll girl reference was that they came out with one that had alopecia once, and I thought that was cool.
That is, I like really liked American Girl dolls because they did do, I mean, like they did their homework and they made them like through the eras. And then now they've started to do them where they're like inclusive and they have alopecia and they have these other things. And I think they do all these things. And I'm like, this is very cool that you are showing girls and allowing them to have a doll that is similar to them. And I think that's probably why I was so excited to go there and get one that like looked like me. I was so excited. Anyways, so for your promo, I would have been that little girl. I was probably too old at the point in time that you did it, but if I was that age, that would have been like, we must go. Like I would have told my mom, like, I don't need to go get the whatever toy from McDonald's. I need to go to the Kane County Cougars and see if I can win an American Girl doll. Like this is my thing. I had all the books. Oh my gosh. I didn't know that story. I feel like you and I have talked a lot about baseball stories, and that is not one that I've ever heard from you. When Carson goes back to watch this, my jaw, like it was on the ground the entire time. I was like, this is the coolest promo I've ever heard of in my whole life.
I mean, people, like, when I'm doing intern interviews now, they ask, like, my favorite part of the job here and, like, favorite memory here. And no one ever, like, I've been to multiple teams. I've worked for Asheville Tourists, Lafayette, Indiana, King County, and even the Grand Junction Rockies. And I have, like, many stories. And that's the one that I always, like, if I need a reality check, why I work all these hours, why I pulled the tarp 5 times. Like, this is the memory I always go back to. I'm like, this is why I do this, and this is why I want to keep, like, making an impact and making memories for people.
Yeah, I don't know if I really have a specific. It's so hard to try to compartmentalize, like, a favorite, because there have been, I mean, there's been a lot of different, not just been in baseball, but college athletics, and I've worked a lot of concerts and types of different special events. But I think being at the Dash specifically, it's the only baseball team I've ever worked for. So the environment here is the only baseball environment I really know. But I feel like we're top notch on a lot of things, and like we hit the mark with a lot of the engagements that we do that really get the fans involved and give everybody something to talk about. And I think my favorite that I've been involved with so far since I've been here, and y'all probably all already know what that's going to be, but it's becoming the chicken tender.
I knew it. I knew it was going to be the chicken.
It's been so fun.
It's such a unique aspect of your job too. Like, how many people as part of their employment are...
Whoever knew, mom and dad, look, that farm experience is paying off now. Boy,
oh, shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, it's such a cool thing. Like, nobody has that. Nobody has that, and we can really say that, and it's the truth. And just, it just sort of landed on me, but I took it proudly, and I would do it all over again. It's been super fun.
It's been very fitting for you. I feel like you've really come into that role.
Thank you.
I really do. I think that it fits you well. They obviously love you. Every time I'm out there, anytime I have to go deal with chickens.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a small fear of birds. I'm always like, Amber, can you please come help me?
Go help Amanda.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need you to hold the
Deal with
chicken.
chickens.
I need you to hold the chicken. I need to
super
get
fun.
content, but I can't touch it. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I view them from afar as well.
Yeah, both of you girls, y'all have a thing about the birds.
Birds, it's their eyes. Their eyes freak me out.
Okay.
Because yeah.
I get it.
But I am coming around to the chickens. Like, I'll go in there by myself every now and then to like get like content. If I'm just like taking a picture or something, I can go in there, and they come to me, and I'm like, okay, hello, I have no snacks for you, but
Yeah.
I'm here.
That's what they're looking for.
I know. It's like children. They come to you hoping you have a snack, and then you're like, I don't have anything. Like, oh,
Yeah, then they'll go find something else.
correct. Yeah, anything. And they're like, you're no good to me. So
Yeah, I think I feel like they're staring into my soul every time I pass by, and then like they follow me as I'm walking by, and I'm just like, they're out for me. They're
just interested in you and want to be your friend. That's all.
just from afar. I'm happy to, put on a whole night to celebrate them, but they're just gonna stay where they are.
They're happy. They're getting a whole weekend this year.
they are.
Stoked about
They
that.
are getting a whole weekend, and they celebrate their first birthday next week.
On the
so
5th.
we're gonna have a
So-
birthday party.
When we got them, they were 8 weeks old, and she told me the date that they were all born on or hatched on. It was February the 5th.
Oh my
So
gosh,
it'll
we
be
need
a
to put that on our
year-old.
birthday board.
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't have that. That's a
Yeah.
very important birthday for
Get
us.
added to the weekend.
We'll add it. The chickens,
Yeah. The hype hens.
the hype hens,
The hype hens
the hype
birthday.
hens.
I told Amber we have to do like a birthday celebration for them or
Throw 'em a
something.
party.
Oh no, that's like a real life thing. I need to put that on the calendar so that we put it on social. Like, we sing happy birthday to the chickens. This is very important. Like, we need to sing to the hype hens. This is very important.
They're a big deal in
They-
our ballpark.
They are. They won us an award. It's very important.
They did.
Now my next question is this: as the chicken tender,
Oh, God.
you have a very different game day bag / like, things that you keep handy than I do, because my game day bag, well, you also did this with like Sid and Kylie. Like, what do you keep in your game day bag? My game day bag is like dongles for social. I've got perfume, deodorant, 3 changes of clothes because I cannot stand wet socks. Like, those are the things that I keep in my game day bag. I feel like both of yours are very different from like a game day perspective of like what you keep like either on you or near you, or like what do you bring to the office on game days that like I also bring 8 beverages. I like
Definitely gonna call you.
I like a beverage, not an alcohol. Let's preface, not an alcoholic one on game days. However, I'm in on
10
like
varieties.
I've got a Dr. Pepper, I've got water, I've got a lemon. I mean, I like to have.
Like necessities. for
Yeah,
game
or
day?
like you literally just bought yourself a pair of coveralls.
I did. Well, I asked for coveralls and I received ski bibs, but they
The thought.
they worked. They work. They saved me, and I appreciate that, honey. Thank you.
Shout out, honey.
Shout out. Yeah, I mean, the weather, all the different weather clothing items, all the different types of weather gear that you could possibly think you're going to need. I have it at the ballpark. Different pairs of shoes, lots of socks, shorts, pants, whatever, painting gear, whatever gear. Chapstick, sunscreen, deodorant.
You also keep a hat.
I keep a hat. Yeah, I keep a hat. I have to wear my hat. Definitely have to have it. And hey, I bought all the hats.
You have.
I have all the hats.
You
now.
have.
I have
That's-
quite a variety.
I was gonna say you are
Try to-
stocked in the hat department.
Try to make sure I'm in with the theme or whatever's happening that night with my hat. those are all necessity items, but maybe also like my Swiss Army knife.
That's for what you do, that makes
Never
complete
know
sense.
what I might need around there. Band-Aids usually or something in my pocket.
I also keep Band-Aids. I forgot about that. I also have
I have a lot of keys.
Yeah.
My big
You jingle.
ring. I do jingle. So it's so funny. Like, I never thought, as we talk about women in baseball, I never thought I'd be the one carrying around the jingly keys.
You didn't think he'd be that high up on the ladder?
I am the one jingling around the ballpark. It's fun.
Well, I guess my game day bag kind of also varies on like what's happening on a certain game night. So I will be the last person to change into my polo if I can be. I will not wear that polo if I have to. So I participate in almost every theme. Partly, one, because
Dress up a lot.
if I dressed up, I'm showing my staff I'm care and that I'm excited for the theme, and that helps get them excited and care for the theme, but also to get out of wearing the polo. And then I also have, like, obviously the change of clothes for tarp, like 3 pairs of socks because I refuse to have wet socks. And then I guess, like, your normal sunscreen, you know, chapstick's a big necessity. And then I also carry a book with me. So, like, I'm a very avid reader, and so kind of reading's, like, my happy place. And so if I get just, like, 20 minutes out of my day on a game day, I'll just sit in the stands and just read for a little bit just before, like, all the chaos comes and the staff shows up and all of my stuff is done. Some days I don't get that, you know, like there's things that you're troubleshooting or whatnot, but those are like the big 3 things. It's usually my theme night or game day attire, my tarp attire, and a book. I can't leave the house with those 3 things.
I've seen you reading your book before.
Yeah.
And before
This
the
is
chaos.
I was gonna say, this is when
started.
Caela and I just sit in the stands for like 10 minutes. She and I both, we try, or we take a lap around the ballpark just like to kind of like before the game.
It's the calm.
Because
It's the calm before the storm. Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like to know, like, again, it's a happy place. And so, like, it just de-stresses me and it gets me into the mindset to be ready to welcome the game day staff and get excited and everything like that. It's just,
Because we've already worked a whole 8-hour day by the time it's time for game night or time for doors and everything.
Yeah.
You know, so it's nice to have a little breather break and sort of a break in your day that you get some work-life balance.
Some personal time
within
back
the
in your day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then jump back into it. Sort of re-energizes you, like you said, to get through the real performance to carry out everything that you've worked so hard for to get to that point. It's just carrying it out at that point, making it all happen.
Yeah, it's just execution for me on game days. It's like right now is all the planning and prep, and game days is let's get it done.
Do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't only plan like game day stuff. Like there's a second side of game day that you're planning. Like you and I are actively planning our like new food items this year, where we're trying to figure out what new items we're going to bring to the ballpark and add to that level of a fan experience. Like last year we brought in Italian beef, and we brought in our loaded fries, our dirt cup with a grasshopper on top, and some of these things that are just like so unique and wacky that like that's part of the planning in the off season. And so we do all of these like tastings to see if the food is good. I did not eat a bug.
I did not eat the bug either. No,
I couldn't.
I didn't realize it was going to be a real bug.
So
we
you just
talked
I thought
about
it was
a
gonna
gummy.
be. It was going to go.
We
I thought it was
talked
gonna be
about
yes,
gummy.
that's what it was
like
supposed
a
to
gummy
be.
worm.
That's what it was supposed to be. I thought it was going to be a gummy beetle,
They
and
come out with
lo
some
and
real
behold,
dry grasshoppers.
yeah,
Yeah.
real life, just bloop right on top. I said,
It added to the story though.
Yeah, there were some people that loved it. They thought it was so cool.
and I think that is
kudos to them.
the part of, you know, like the creativity portion of it that we get to like do. I still forever and always, ballpark food wise, reach for a pretzel with nacho cheese.
I thought you were gonna go corn dog. I really did.
I also, you're
corn
right.
dog.
I also really, I have like, Caela knows, I've been to plenty of sporting events with Caela. She knows I'm either going to go pretzel with cheese, popcorn, or corn dog. Those are and I'm going to either get like a beer or a Dr. Pepper. Those are like, regardless of where I'm at, those are my like tried and trues. I'm always going to reach for those. I'm a firm believer in a stadium pretzel.
We have some good ones.
We do have good ones, and we make them here on site, so they're not like the frozen ones that you reheat. They're like actually fresh. They're oh man. Yeah, and now we do them in stick form, which honestly I like even better because I can put more nacho cheese on there.
Easier to dip.
To dip. Mm-hmm. Now, I've obviously just confessed my favorites, and I must know yours because I cannot be the only one who announces their favorite foods for the entire world. I'm also all about a good hot dog. Like
I was about to say, I just always go to a hot dog. If I go to concessions during the game to get food, I'm asking for a hot dog and fries.
I say French fries are pretty big for me. I like potatoes in any form. But popcorn's also like my go-to snack, just even at home. And so I always usually get that. And then I am also a pretzel with cheese gal. I went to the Canes game a few months ago, and the pretzel stand did not have cheese as an option.
That's a crime.
Correct. And so I had to do mustard, and it wasn't bad, but like, why would you not have a cheese option with pretzels at a pretzel stand? Like, it was just.
I like cinnamon sugar pretzels.
I also like and you don't need a dip with a cinnamon sugar pretzel, but if you're gonna get a salted pretzel, you have to have some. And I know that mustard is like a traditional thing with pretzels, but I don't know very many people who don't want a little cheese with their pretzel.
Yeah, I'm big cheese.
Like even
pretzel.
like I know Wake you can get a little cup.
Yep.
Little cup of cheese.
Yeah. I was expecting, that option, and they did not, and so I was very upset about it.
Did you tell them your opinion about it? That
You should email them.
I did not, but they are, I believe do they have Legends? Is that one of their food? I don't know. But no, I'm just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
The Swarm game. We just went to the Swarm game as a staff, right?
Fun.
That was a great time. Kayla, 10 out of 10. Thank you for coordinating.
Yes.
I had the sweet, like, attendant woman. I went in there and I was like, I'd like a pretzel, but I'd also like cheese. And they had like it was supposed to be like, I think serve yourself. But it was like, I didn't really want to take one of their nacho plates to put cheese in there. So she was like, hold on, I'll help you out. So she gets a boat and puts like the paper down and just like started squirting nacho cheese loose into the paper. And I was like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. And it worked out perfectly fine. But I was like, this is different. But it worked out because I got my pretzel and then I also got popcorn. Girl dinner.
Mm-hmm. Girl dinner.
It's the best kind, truly. I think girl dinner is top tier. I think girl dinner is what gets me through baseball season, truly, because I can be like, meh, some crackers, we're good. And then just keep going on with the game.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky, though. Some of the food that we have is pretty good.
Yeah, we really do. And I'm excited for some of our new stuff that we're going to drop pretty soon. So it's all very exciting.
Oh, yes, the new ones that are coming.
Oh, there it is. Amber's ready. Amber's ready for the new ones.
There's a couple that I just cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm very excited for.
I haven't been excited about food. I don't get excited about the food. Not like that. But there's some ones on our list this year that are way different and gonna be fun. I'm excited for it. So it'll be good.
With that, do you have any like closing remarks?
Gearing up the stadium, started painting today.
Your favorite?
We started painting. First day above like 50 degrees and
whip out the paint cans.
Boss man's pulling out the paint cans. So we're on it. Yeah.
I know Kayla's got Dash Pack auditions coming soon, National Anthem auditions coming soon. Kayla's got all the auditions coming up.
Yeah, a lot of events coming up for like entertainment, but also I guess importantly is we are going to drop our promo schedule soon, and there's just a lot. There's like 40 plus theme nights we're doing, 25 plus fireworks, We've got giveaways this year. I know we haven't done giveaways in a long time. Our first bobblehead since 2021, which we're super excited about. Something for everyone. And it's just going to be a full season of fun. And I just encourage everyone to come out and, you know, create memories with their friends and just meet our amazing staff and create memories with them. And yeah, go Dash.
Go Dash. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It's been so fun. Like, I had the best time getting to hear about your jobs and learning. And I know this was like just get to a yap session.
Like
that
tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, there's so much more that
things.
comes into all of it, but it was so fun that we got to chat. And like, Amber, you work at the ballpark, so it was like fun to have you over here and just get to like hang out for an hour and chat. So thanks for coming, and that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Peace.